Every day the greatest war ever fought takes place, not on distant fields, not in grand arenas, not between nations or armies, but within the mind and soul of every individual. This is the battle that defines destinies. It's the quiet struggle between who you are and who you are capable of becoming. It is a fight that no one else can fight for you, and yet it determines everything that unfolds in your life. The world often teaches us to look outward for enemies, obstacles, and reasons why we can't rise. But the truth is, the fiercest opponent you will ever face lives within your own thoughts. It is the voice that whispers, "Stay where you are. Don't risk it. You're not enough." It's the subtle pull of comfort that tempts you to settle for less than your potential. It's the shadow of fear that creeps in just as your light begins to shine. The greatest battle is not against time, society, or fate. The greatest battle is the one that happens in your heart and mind. It's a daily confrontation between your higher self and your lower self. The higher self knows your power, your purpose, and your infinite capacity to grow. The lower self clings to safety, excuses, and limitation. One wants you to rise, the other wants you to remain. And the outcome of this inner battle decides whether your life expands or contracts, whether you soar or stay grounded. Think about the moments in life when you felt stuck. Was it truly the world holding you back? Or was it your own hesitation, your own doubt, your own decision to shrink from your power? The truth is often uncomfortable, but it is also liberating. Nothing outside you has the power to stop you unless you give it permission. When you understand this, everything changes. You begin to realize that your real work is not to fight external battles, but to master the inner one. The mind can be your most powerful ally or your most cunning enemy. Left undisciplined, it will replay fears, build invisible walls, and sabotage your greatness. But once you command it, once you stand firm against its whispers of doubt, it becomes a force of creation, clarity, and strength. This is why many people live their entire lives without stepping into their true potential. Not because they lack talent, but because they never conquered themselves. They are at war within, but instead of standing strong, they surrender to the voice that tells them it's too hard. Maybe later, maybe never. Every dream, every vision, every goal you hold in your heart will face this inner resistance. It's as if the moment you decide to step forward, your old self pulls you back, saying, "Who do you think you are?" And in that moment, your future is being decided, not by circumstances, but by your response to that inner challenge. Do you listen to the fear, or do you rise with courage? Greatness doesn't happen in a single leap. It happens in countless moments when you choose strength over weakness, faith over doubt, and persistence over excuses. The battle within is fought daily, in the decision to wake up earlier to pursue your dreams, in the decision to silence the negative thoughts that say you can't, in the decision to keep going when no one else believes in you. No one sees these battles, but they are the ones that matter most. The world will only see the results later. The success, the confidence, the transformation. But those are just the fruits. The roots are planted in the unseen victories you won when it was just you vs you. Many people think external obstacles are what break dreams. But in truth, external obstacles are just mirrors reflecting the internal ones. When your mind is aligned with strength, obstacles shrink. When your mind is filled with doubt, even the smallest challenge feels impossible. That's why the battle within is the first and most important one to win. The greatest warriors in history were not those who conquered lands, but those who conquered themselves. Self-mastery is the foundation of all power. You can have talent, resources, and opportunities, but if you are not in control of your thoughts and emotions, they will slip through your fingers. On the other hand, even if you start with nothing, once you master yourself, the world bends to your persistence and vision. Every time you resist giving up, you are winning the inner war. Every time you speak faith when doubt arises, you are winning. Every time you step forward in courage despite fear, you are winning. It may not be visible yet, but those victories compound. They build a version of you that is unshakable. The enemy within often wears many disguises: procrastination, fear, negative self-talk, insecurity, perfectionism. These are not random weaknesses, they are tactics used by the lower self to keep you from rising. You must learn to recognize these tactics and confront them head on. When procrastination whispers, "Do it later," your higher self must answer, "No, I choose now." When fear says, "You're not ready," your higher self must answer, "I am becoming ready by stepping forward." The moment you stop treating these inner obstacles as harmless and start treating them as the real enemy, everything shifts. You become more aware. You stop excusing your limitations and start challenging them. You stop waiting for ideal conditions and start creating them through discipline and belief. Remember, the greatest breakthroughs happen after the greatest inner resistance. Before transformation, there is always a test. The question is not whether the test will come, it's whether you will be ready to stand strong when it does. Many people run at the first sign of discomfort, not realizing that discomfort is the sign of growth. The inner battle is not meant to break you, it is meant to forge you. When you truly understand this, you stop fearing the battle. You embrace it. You realize that each inner challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your character, clarify your purpose, and deepen your power. Instead of avoiding the struggle, you walk into it with courage, knowing that on the other side is the life you are meant to live. There will be moments when you doubt yourself. There will be nights when you feel tired, when the old version of you seems to be winning. In those moments, you must remember that growth is not linear. The battle within is not won in a single day. It is won over time, through persistence, self-awareness, and unwavering faith. You are stronger than the whispers of fear. You are greater than the weight of your excuses. You have within you a power that can move mountains, but only if you stop fighting yourself and start standing with yourself. You are not your doubts. You are not your fears. You are not your past. You are the consciousness that can observe them, confront them, and rise above them. The real you is powerful, disciplined, and unstoppable. But to meet that version, you must be willing to face and defeat the version that resists growth. So ask yourself, who are you at war with right now? Is it truly the world outside, or is it the part of you that's afraid of what you could become? Stop wasting energy fighting shadows outside when the real enemy is the one whispering inside. Confront that voice. Silence it with action. Replace it with truth. When you win this battle, everything else in life becomes clearer. Obstacles that once felt impossible will seem small. Challenges that once intimidated you will become stepping stones. Opportunities that once went unnoticed will reveal themselves. Because when you change within, the world reflects that change. The greatest battle is within, but so is the greatest victory. And that victory is not achieved through chance, it is achieved through conscious choice. It is the choice to rise each day, to speak power into your mind, to act with faith, and to never surrender to the lesser self. This battle will not end. It is not something you win once and forget. It is a lifelong journey of growth, discipline, and inner awakening. But the good news is, each day you choose strength, the weaker self loses ground. Each time you persist, you build momentum. Each time you conquer a fear, you become freer. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to master the battlefield of your own mind. Once you do, there is no force on earth that can hold you back, because no external obstacle is greater than a person who has conquered themselves. The world belongs to those who win the inner war, so stand tall. Face yourself with courage. Recognize the power that lies within you. Do not run from the battle, embrace it, because this is the battle that transforms you from ordinary to extraordinary. Remember, your destiny does not depend on luck, timing, or external approval. It depends on your willingness to conquer yourself. That is the foundation of all success, the seed of all greatness, the door to the life you were born to live. The greatest battle is within, but so is the greatest power. And when you rise to meet it, nothing can stop you. Every life is built choice by choice. Your destiny is not written by chance, luck, or random events. It is carved, molded, and shaped by the decisions you make every single day. Each morning, when you open your eyes, you step onto the stage of life, holding the pen that writes the next chapter of your story. Some people believe that their future is a mystery waiting to be revealed. In truth, your future is a masterpiece waiting to be created by your own hands. The power to shape your destiny does not come from one grand moment. It comes from the small, consistent choices that seem ordinary but carry extraordinary power. Every thought you entertain, every habit you repeat, every word you speak, and every decision you make becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. If you want to transform your destiny, you must first transform your daily choices. Think about it. A single day may seem insignificant, but days become weeks, weeks become months, and months become years. Over time, the small choices you make repeatedly build the direction of your life. The seeds you plant today determine the harvest you reap tomorrow. A farmer knows that if he wants a great harvest, he must plant good seeds, water them daily, and protect them from weeds. The same is true for your life. Your destiny is your field, and your choices are the seeds you plant into it. Many people underestimate the power of a single decision. They think, one more day won't matter, or, I'll start tomorrow. But destiny is shaped in the now. The decision to delay is also a decision, one that slowly drifts you away from the life you desire. Procrastination may feel comfortable in the moment, but it is the silent thief of greatness. Every time you postpone action, you give permission for your potential to remain locked away. Great lives are not built on convenience, they are built on commitment. Every successful person you admire didn't wake up to success overnight. They made daily choices that aligned with their vision, even when it was hard, even when no one was watching, even when their emotions screamed to give up. The destiny they live today is the result of decisions they made yesterday. And the destiny you will live tomorrow depends entirely on the choices you make today. Your thoughts are the first decision of your day. The moment you wake up, your mind begins to choose, will I think thoughts of strength or weakness? Will I entertain fear or faith? Will I focus on problems or possibilities? Thoughts may seem harmless, but they are the architects of reality. What you consistently think becomes what you believe. What you believe shapes how you act, and how you act determines what you become. If you want to change your destiny, start by mastering the choices of your mind. Every time you choose courage over fear, discipline over laziness, faith over doubt, you build inner strength. You may not see the results immediately, but destiny is not shaped in a moment. It is shaped in the rhythm of repeated decisions. Like a sculptor patiently chiseling away at stone, your daily choices shape the masterpiece of your life. One of the greatest illusions is that destiny is something that happens to you. It is not. Destiny is something you create through your alignment with purpose, faith, and daily discipline. Life will present you with challenges, distractions, and temptations. But at every crossroads, you have the power to choose: will you rise to your higher self, or will you give in to comfort and fear? Many people wait for motivation to act. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, or a sign from the world. But destiny does not wait. Destiny responds to consistent action. The truth is, motivation follows action, not the other way around. When you choose to act daily, even when you don't feel like it, you train your mind to obey your vision instead of your emotions. Imagine two people starting at the same place in life. One chooses to invest daily in learning, growing, and taking courageous steps toward their goals. The other chooses comfort, excuses, and distraction. For the first few days, the difference may seem small, but as time passes, the gap between their destinies becomes massive. The daily choice of discipline compounds into success. The daily choice of comfort compounds into regret. The destiny you desire will never be built by occasional bursts of effort. It will be built by daily commitment. Consistency beats intensity. Small steps taken daily will always outperform big steps taken once in a while. It is the accumulation of wise, purposeful choices that transforms dreams into reality. Every moment of your day carries a choice. When challenges arise, you can choose to complain or to grow stronger. When fear whispers, you can choose to retreat or to step forward in faith. When distractions appear, you can choose to indulge or to stay focused on your mission. These choices may seem ordinary, but over time, they become the foundation of an extraordinary destiny. The truth is, your destiny is already calling you. There is a future version of you waiting. A stronger, wiser, more fulfilled version. But you can only meet that version by making the right choices now. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you take a step closer to that future self. Every time you choose excuses over responsibility, you take a step away. No one else can make these choices for you. You can be inspired by others, supported by others, guided by others. But ultimately, your destiny is your responsibility. This is both empowering and humbling. Empowering because you hold the power to change your life at any moment. Humbling because no one else can do it for you. The path to greatness is paved with ordinary daily choices that others overlook. Waking up early to work on your craft, practicing discipline when no one is watching, choosing positive thoughts when negativity surrounds you, forgiving instead of holding grudges, staying persistent when results are slow. These choices may seem small, but they are the difference between living with purpose and drifting aimlessly. The most successful people are not always the most talented. They are the ones who choose daily to honor their purpose. They choose to rise when others sleep. They choose to persist when others quit. They choose faith when others doubt. Their destiny is not luck, it is the fruit of intentional living. Understand this deeply. Your daily choices are like a compass. Each decision points you in a direction. 1 degree of change may seem small today, but over time it leads to a completely different destination. A small habit, repeated daily, can alter the entire course of your life. Do not underestimate the power of the present moment. The decisions you make right now, not tomorrow, not someday, shape the path ahead. What you choose to focus on, believe in, and act upon today determines who you will become. Your destiny is not waiting in some distant future. It is unfolding right now in the quiet power of your daily choices. So choose wisely, choose boldly, choose consistently. Choose to align your actions with your highest vision, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when no one else understands. There will be days when doubt creeps in. There will be moments when you feel stuck. But remember this truth: destiny does not respond to feelings, it responds to faithful action. When you feel weak, choose one small step. When you feel lost, choose to focus on what you can control. When you feel discouraged, choose to speak words of strength over your life. Your daily choices have power beyond what you can see. Like seeds planted beneath the soil, their growth may not be visible immediately, but in time, they will break through and bear fruit. Do not abandon your garden just because the harvest is not instant. The universe honors persistence, not impatience. Some people spend their lives wishing for a better future, but never make the daily choices that lead there. Wishing is easy. Choosing is hard. Wishing gives you the illusion of hope without the weight of responsibility. but choosing gives you the strength to shape your reality. Each day is a sacred opportunity to move closer to your destiny. Treat it as such. Wake up each morning with intention. Speak words of power over your life. Decide in advance that your actions will align with your vision. Even if progress is slow, remember that destiny is shaped by direction, not speed. The question you must ask yourself daily is simple. Are my choices today leading me toward the life I want, or away from it? If the answer is not what you desire, you have the power to adjust your course. You are never stuck unless you stop choosing, so choose growth, choose courage, choose discipline, choose love over fear, purpose over comfort, and vision over excuses. The life you dream of is not built in one giant leap. It is built step by step, choice by choice, day by day. Your destiny is not a distant hope. It is the inevitable result of your daily decisions. So stand tall, take ownership, and begin shaping it today. The world is not waiting for another wishful thinker. It is waiting for someone who will boldly choose their future and walk into it with unwavering faith. Remember, every sunrise gives you a fresh canvas. Every decision gives you a brush. Paint your destiny with intention, courage, and daily action. Because in the end, your life is the sum of your choices. Choose wisely, and you will create a destiny that inspires generations. Victory comes from self-mastery. That truth stands like a timeless pillar, unshaken by circumstance, undefeated by time. In the grand journey of life, the greatest triumphs are not the medals around your neck or the applause of others, but the quiet victories you win over yourself. Before you conquer the world, you must conquer the battlefield within. Every human being carries two forces inside. One pulls toward comfort, ease, and mediocrity. The other drives toward growth, purpose, and greatness. This inner tug of war is constant, even if no one else can see it. And the outcome of this invisible struggle determines the shape of your destiny. The person who learns to master their thoughts, emotions, habits, and willpower is the one who walks through life with power. You cannot control the winds of the world, but you can control the sails of your mind. That is where mastery begins, in the invisible space of thoughts. Every action is first born as an idea. Every decision sprouts from the soil of the mind. If your thoughts are undisciplined, your life becomes scattered. If your thoughts are focused, your life takes shape with purpose. True mastery begins when you decide to become the guardian of your own mind. It is easy to let doubt creep in. It is easy to allow fear to dictate the script. But nothing extraordinary has ever been accomplished by those who allowed their thoughts to wander aimlessly. The individuals who transform their lives are those who discipline their inner dialogue. They choose faith over fear, courage over hesitation, clarity over confusion. They understand that if they do not shape their thoughts will shape them. Mastery also requires control over emotions. Emotions are powerful. They can be winds that lift you to new heights, or storms that sink your ship. Anger, impatience, insecurity, jealousy, these emotions, when left unchecked, sabotage progress. But when you learn to regulate your emotions, you take back power. You stop reacting and start responding. You no longer let temporary feelings make permanent decisions. This doesn't mean you suppress emotions. It means you rule them instead of being ruled by them. A person who can keep their peace in chaos is not weak. They are powerful. A person who can choose forgiveness over resentment is not naive. They are wise. Emotional mastery is one of the highest forms of strength because it allows you to move forward even when circumstances try to pull you backward. Habits are the next frontier of self-mastery. Your daily habits are the invisible architects of your future. What you repeatedly do becomes what you repeatedly experience. If your habits are weak, your dreams will remain distant. But if your habits are strong, even mountains will move. Self-mastery is not achieved in a single grand moment. It is built day by day through consistent choices. It's not about making one powerful decision. It's about making hundreds of small, disciplined decisions when no one is watching. It's waking up early when the bed whispers, "Stay." It's choosing focus when distraction calls your name. It's practicing gratitude when complaining would be easier. It's taking one more step when your mind says, "Enough." Those are the moments that forge an unshakable character. You must also master your willpower, the force that carries you through when motivation fades. Motivation is a spark. Willpower is the firewood that keeps the flame alive. Motivation feels good but comes and goes like the wind. Willpower, however, is the steady hand that pushes you forward, even when the path feels heavy. Self-mastery is impossible without the ability to act based on your values, not your moods. Great individuals are not always the most talented. They are often the most disciplined. They are the ones who made a pact with themselves that says, "No matter how I feel, I will show up. No matter how hard it gets, I will not back down. No matter how tempting it is to quit, I will stay the course." That kind of inner promise transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. But self-mastery is not only about discipline. It's about alignment. You must align your mind, heart, and actions with your higher purpose. Many people are internally divided. They think one thing, feel another, and do something entirely different. This inner division breeds confusion, anxiety, and wasted energy. But when your thoughts, emotions, and actions move in one direction, life begins to unfold with power and clarity. Imagine a river flowing strongly toward the sea. If the water is scattered into 1,000 tiny streams, its power is lost. But when it flows as one, it carves through stone. Self-mastery is this alignment, bringing your inner forces together so they flow toward one purpose. To achieve this, you must take responsibility for your life. True mastery begins where excuses end. The moment you stop blaming circumstances, people, or luck, and instead take ownership of your growth, you step into real power. You are not a victim of life, you are the architect of it. Your outer world is often a reflection of your inner state. If there is chaos within, there will be chaos without. But if there is order within, life begins to mirror that order back to you. Many people spend their energy trying to control things outside their influence. They try to change others, manipulate situations, or force outcomes. But the wise redirect that energy inward. They realize that changing themselves changes everything else. When you master yourself, your environment begins to shift naturally. Because you are no longer reacting to the world, you are leading it. Victory through self-mastery is not about becoming perfect, it is about becoming progressively stronger. You will make mistakes, you will stumble. But every fall is a lesson, not a life sentence. Those who master themselves see failure not as defeat but as feedback. They adjust, they learn, and they rise again with greater wisdom. Patience is another pillar of mastery. The seeds you plant today do not bear fruit overnight. Many give up because they expect instant results. But true power is in consistent effort without immediate reward. Self-mastery teaches you to trust the process, to stay rooted in faith, and to know that every disciplined action compounds over time into extraordinary outcomes. There will be days when your mind is tired, your heart is heavy, and your path feels unclear. Those are the testing grounds. Those are the moments when the old self tries to reclaim its throne. But if you stand firm in your inner truth, if you keep showing up, even imperfectly, something remarkable happens. You outgrow the old version of you. The person who once doubted becomes the one who believes. The one who once hesitated becomes the one who acts boldly. The one who once relied on comfort becomes the one who thrives in challenge. Mastery is not a single victory, it is a gradual transformation of character. And as you transform yourself, the world begins to respond differently. Opportunities that were once hidden start to appear. People who resonate with your higher energy begin to enter your life. Doors that were once closed start to open. This is not magic. It is the natural result of becoming a more powerful version of yourself. Every great achievement you admire in others is a result of inner mastery. The artist mastered their craft through years of focused practice. The leader mastered their mind to stay calm under pressure. The athlete mastered their body through relentless training. The thinker mastered their attention to see what others overlooked. Behind every visible victory lies countless invisible inner battles that were won. Self-mastery also means learning to trust the higher wisdom within you. There is a guiding voice that speaks not through fear but through clarity. It is subtle, but when you quiet the noise of doubt and ego, you can hear it. Following that inner guidance gives your life direction and meaning. It leads you to places your logic alone could never take you. The world constantly tries to shape you from the outside, but true power is shaping yourself from the inside. External victories fade, inner strength endures. When you master yourself, you carry peace even in chaos, clarity even in confusion, strength even in weakness. You become unshakable, not because the storms stop, but because your roots grow deep. Victory comes from self-mastery because life ultimately mirrors who you are, not just what you do. When you become disciplined, focused, and aligned, life responds with opportunities, growth, and abundance. The battle is never truly against others. It is always you vs you, and when you win that battle, everything else follows. So commit to the journey of mastering yourself. Guard your thoughts, guide your emotions, strengthen your habits, sharpen your will, align your actions with your purpose. Trust the process. And above all, rise each day determined to be stronger than you were yesterday. The path is not easy, but it is worth it. For on the other side of self-mastery lies freedom, freedom from fear, from doubt, from limitations. It is the freedom to create, to lead, to shine, to live fully. And that is the greatest victory of all.